Hello, Squirrel Tribe. So today I'm starting my day off with another little slap on the wrist from YouTube themselves based off of the video I put up yesterday, because they did not like me talking about Sam Brinton and the fact that he was in a dress and holding guys with dog faces and leashes on. They didn't like that conversation. Here's the problem. Everybody right now on the left and in these large corporations that fund the people on the left, they want to suppress the truth. They want to dictate the direction that conversations are going to go. Yesterday, I talked about basically the end of masculinity in America because of everything that's being pushed on the men in this country right now, whether it's to be more feminine, whether it's to think they are a woman to begin with, whether it's to dress as a woman, whether it's to basically tone down their masculinity because it's overbearing or triggering to some women. YouTube did not like that video. And the way they show you they don't like your video is either they slap you on the wrist with a strike or a community warning, or they take away your monetization on a video, or they take your channel away completely. There's a channel called doesnt Exile. They completely took his channel away. He was talking about politics. He's completely wiped off the face of the earth for YouTube. And so today I decided, you know what we're going to do? Let's just continue to poke that bear right there, because I don't give a shit. You want to come after me for speaking my truth? That's fine. You do you, boo. I'm going to continue to do me. So today we're going to talk about something that to me is extremely important, which is what we talk about every day. Things that are actually happening in our country and not this glossed over bullshit that they want us to see and believe and eat their narrative. Okay. So the Olympics, we already know the trash that is happening over there. We saw it with the opening ceremony and then heard their whole push on, no, it wasn't the Last Supper. It was supposed to be like this guy who's really into like orgies and whatever, because that's so much better to have on a national stage where children are watching. Okay, France. But other things are happening in the Olympics. Here in the United States, we have a very big issue right now with boys who think they're girls being able to play sports with girls who are actually girls. And it is atrocious, in my personal opinion, that they are letting men compete in women's sports against women. Well, here's two different things that have been happening right now in the Olympics. Number one, if I can get this thing to pull up, which of course I can't, we'll have to do that one in a second. So we'll go to this one first. This is a post by Riley Gaines on X. And Riley Gaines, for those of you who don't know, is a very big voice right now when it comes to men and women's sports, because in swimming, she had a huge issue with Leah Thompson, as she should have, because Leah Thompson was winning medals and medals and medals, and technically that's a man playing tuck and shove in a woman's bathing suit and competing against women, and it's not fair, right? So Riley Gaines posted on X, if I can pull this up here. As if the satanic display at the opening ceremony wasn't enough, glad Riley and I are on the same thought process there, the Olympics glorifies men punching women in the face with the intent of knocking them unconscious. Imani Khalif is one of two male boxers fighting women at the Olympics. A woman is going to die. Now, I need this to restart and make sure the volume's down, because the volume isn't necessary. But I need you guys to see what in the actual... Like, how is this okay? And this isn't the only one. There's two men in the Olympics right now boxing against women, and they're trying to say that it's okay. There's nothing okay about that. That'd be like us saying we're out and about walking around and you see some guy just decide to start wailing on his wife or his girlfriend or some random female, and us go, it's fine. It's fine. They're completely equal when it comes to strength and power and the ability to take a punch. No, they're not. I, for one, would step in if I ever saw a man raise his hand against a woman. I don't care who they are, what started the situation, if she deserved it, which is the dumbest phrase ever uttered by anybody ever. This being allowed on a national stage for young girls to see, for boys to see, for people in general to see, is trash to me, because now you have these young kids going out, and hopefully not, hopefully their parents are better than whoever raised these people, these two guys who think they're girls or whatever else. What happens when some 9-year-old, Timmy goes out and punches some little girl in the face on the playground and goes, well, it's okay. I watched the Olympics. They let that guy do it. I figured it was fine. I just wanted to start a spar and start a fight and we could pretend we're in the Olympics. Like, that's their new play time instead of, doctors and nurses or whatever else. Now it's punching bags. This is not okay. Now, on top of that, come on, work for me here. You know what? Sometimes technology doesn't technology the way it's supposed to. Okay, so I had a question and I said, how often have there been issues with trans men, or because I mean, really, it's still just men. It's not women. It's just men playing a long game of dress up. How often have men in women's sports caused a physical issue for the women they're competing with or against? There's plenty of stories I could pull. I'm just going to give you a couple instances right now. In 2024, this is in basketball, a bearded 6-foot-tall male player who identifies as female injured 3 girls during a girls' basketball game in Massachusetts, including one player he reportedly ragdolled while competing for a rebound. Okay, then you have field hockey. In 2023, a male player on a girls' high school field hockey team in Massachusetts, hey, I'm seeing a similarity there in Massachusetts, injured an opposing player by hitting her in the face with the ball while taking a shot on goal. Okay, then in 2022, a trans-identified male player spiked a ball at the head of North Carolina volleyball player Peyton McNabb, causing a concussion and neck injury that she is still recovering from. McNabb has since become a spokesperson for the Fairness in Women's Sports Act, which would prohibit biological males from competing on girls' sports teams. How effed up is it that we are at a situation or at a point in history where we now have to basically backtrack and say, hey, guys shouldn't be allowed in women's sports. We have come so far as women to then suddenly just get knocked back and back and back. And they want to say, listen, they want to say that it's the right side, the Republicans, that are going to take away all the women's rights. Bullshit. This is Democrats pushing for this. Democrats are the ones pushing for guys who are delusional enough to think they're women and want to play on girls' teams to be allowed to do it. This is not a... Honestly, this isn't even a left or right thing, although technically it is left versus right now. This is a right versus wrong thing. It is wrong. It is wrong. I don't care who you are or how you think. It is wrong for a boy or a man to be on a girl's team because they think they're a girl, to be in a girl's locker room while you have a penis, to be in a girl's changing room while you have a penis, to be in a girl's bathroom while you have a penis. You can say all day long, well, no, I feel like a Becky. I don't feel like a Bobby. Doesn't matter. Your dick says you're Bobby, and you do not belong in a room with girls who have vaginas. Plain and simple. Plain and fucking simple. And for the fact that the left side does not understand that, shows you just how effed up the mental pattern is and what is being pushed. Listen, this is one of those things where I'm like, don't get so emotional. Physically impossible for me to not get so emotional. I have a almost 15-year-old daughter who doesn't want to play sports because she just doesn't know who's going to show up in the locker room. Now here in Florida, we don't really have to worry about that, right? Ron DeSantis doesn't have his head up his ass. Unlike, obviously, Massachusetts and whoever's running the game over there. Okay, guess what? We're never going to move. Massachusetts and Vermont. We'll talk about Vermont later, though. Different video. The problem is, this is widespread. This is not just a once in a while this is happening. This is a push for push for push. They're continuing to push this. You also have, so this is the girl, the Peyton McNabb. This is the girl that got hit in the head with a spiked volleyball from a dude on the other side of the net. Here's the thing. The problem is, if they wanted to make co-ed, that's one thing. You want to let a girl sign up for a team she knows biological males are playing on, then I'm not going to feel bad for her if she gets hurt. It was her decision to go and compete with or against biological men. But that's not what we have here. What we have here are schools and states and competitions, national competitions, saying, well, we're going to let these guys pretend they're girls so that they can compete against the girls because they couldn't do shit in the men's category, which is why they need to be girls. So hopefully they can win something, right? Because we all know that's exactly how that works. It's not fair to the women at that point because they're not being given a choice. They're being forced to either compete against a man, get their lights knocked out by a man, or give up all the hard work they have done and say, I'm not doing this. And then they lose their ability to compete. They lose their ability to showcase how much work they have put in. All this is going to do is ruin it so there are no female sports, because what female wants to work her ass off to get to the top of, you know, the line, where whether it's the Olympics or whatever else, to then be told, hey, you did good, but we're going to put this guy up against you. Good luck, right? It's not fair. And for people who say fair doesn't matter, y'all can kiss my ass, because there is a difference between some things that are fair and not fair and others. It's not fair he got the last slice of pizza. Okay, you know what? Whatever on that. But boys dressing up as girls to compete against girls, that is not fair. No matter how you slice it, dice it, look at it, it's not fair. This is the whole participation trophy generation trying to make this okay. And it's not. Now, this other thing that came up, I want to show you guys if I can get back to where I was. Look, I have my AC on low so it doesn't sound all loud in here, and I'm getting hot. Some of it's emotion though. I get a little riled up sometimes, in case y'all had not noticed. If I could get this email to work. Again, technology will F you over. Okay, so here's the other one. This one, to me, listen, I'm just gonna read this to you. A convicted child rapist and registered sex offender was booed by spectators as he competed in beach volleyball at the Olympic Games on Sunday. Steven van de Velde, a Dutch beach volleyball player on a team ranked 10th in the world, was sentenced to 4 years in prison in 2016 after pleading guilty to raping a 12-year-old schoolgirl he met on Facebook. Side note, he was 25. So not only was it rape, he's a pedophile. And wherever Dutch people are from, was that Denmark? I have no idea. Listen, I'm ignorant in a lot of stuff. This is one of those. I don't know where Dutch people come from. Somebody can tell me in the comments. Those people said, listen, we're 10th in the world. We need a really good player. And they're like, yeah, but literally he just got out of jail a couple years ago. Well, what did he do? Well, you know, he's a pedophile and he raped a child. Ah, yeah, but can he spike a volleyball? We'll take him. And then the Olympics said, do you have any previous felonies? Oh, that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of kids here, a lot of children. No, I don't see a problem with it. Let them in, let them in. It's not a big deal at all. This is where we are as not even society, but as a world, where we let men, knowingly let men beat the shit out of women on a national stage, where we let known pedophile rapists compete in the greatest, event on earth, and we applaud it. We don't. The sickos over there do. We don't applaud this shit. That's why we're having this conversation. And I already know tomorrow YouTube's gonna be like, you can't talk about that. So tomorrow we're gonna have another discussion, and I'll just keep getting slapped on the wrist. And it is what it is, because here's the problem. Too many people are afraid to get slapped on the wrist. Too many people are afraid to say what needs to be said because of, retribution or whatever else. Y'all need thicker skin. You got to man up, sack up, whatever. I don't know what the right term is, but if you're silent on everything that is going wrong, guess what happens? People don't realize that it's wrong, and it continues to go on. If you're not willing to speak up, then you can't be mad at anything that's going on. If all you're going to do is sit down and be quiet about it, you have to speak up. The louder the voices get, the more they get noticed, and maybe these things can change. We have an election coming up November 5th. Some people may not like Donald Trump. That's fine. But you have to look at where we are under Joe Biden's administration, which would be the same, if not way, way worse, under a Kamala Harris administration, and think to yourself, is this really what you want for yourself, for your children, for your children's children, for just strangers in general? Is this the direction, the path that you want to stay on? Because this is like the last 4 years, my husband and I were talking about this morning, the last 4 years have gone to shit so hard, it's ridiculous. Like, it is absolutely crazy to me. And I can't even imagine what the next 4 years would bring under the same type of delusional administration. Absolutely ridiculous to me. That's all. Listen, got way more later. But it's hot and I need to turn this AC up, so we're going to say bye-bye for now. I love y'all, Squirrel Tribe. Comments below. I need to hear your thoughts on all of it. And if I've missed anybody in the Olympics that should not be there, please let me know. Fill in the names in the comment section so I can look it up. Okay? Love y'all. Bye.